high school graduate.
I'm gonna miss running around campus with the camera.
Nikki Catsouras, the daughter of Christos and Leslie Catsouras, was born on March 4th of 1988. In her early childhood, she was born with a benign brain tumor that caused certain brain and mood disorders. Growing up in a middle to upper class family in Southern California, she was able to get the help that she needed, but unfortunately it wasn't able to help with a little bit of a rebellious side that, teenagers get when they grow older. The day before Halloween of 2006, her parents discovered that she was using and the first course of action was to get her hospitalized to correct her reckless behavior. An exact procedure wasn't said in the research that I did, so we're just gonna use that to our imaginations. I don't know what kind of hospitalization procedure that you could get that would cause behavior changes. They did decide to hold off at the hospital for a day because she had a psychiatrist appointment the following day, which probably should have been the correct way to go all along. During a family dinner on the same night that she was busted, an argument broke out because she was caught smoking a cigarette inside of the house. And for punishment, her keys were taken away.
Nikki broke a house rule, and we had a disagreement, and I took her car keys away.
Well, the next day it was Halloween, and as her father was leaving the house to go to work, he winked and blew a kiss at Nikki, and Nikki blew a kiss back and held up a peace sign. He said, "Bye, I'll see you at 2:30, I love you." And she returned the statement with, "I love you, bye," not knowing that would be the last time that he would ever speak to his daughter again.
As I was walking out the door, I kind of winked and blew her a kiss, and she winked back and flipped me a peace sign. I said, "Bye, I see you at 2:30, love you." She said, "Love you, bye."
It was approximately 10 minutes after Christoph went to work that Leslie heard Nikki go out the back door. As she went to go check on Nikki, she saw her pulling out of the driveway with her father's very expensive Porsche 911. Nikki was driving down the highway at speeds of over 100 miles per hour when the taillights of a Honda Civic suddenly appeared. Now, this action was far out of character for Nikki, and of course Leslie had to call her husband and let her know that, yeah, your daughter just stole your $150,000 car. He decided then to go and leave work and even called the police to, help them find his daughter and his car. While on the phone with the dispatcher, he was put on a brief hold, but when they returned, he was informed of the devastating news. Nikki had accidentally clipped that Honda Civic that she was coming up to. At over 100 miles per hour, the Honda Civic was only doing 70. She went off the highway, flipped the car, and went head-on with a concrete toll booth. Now, of course, Nikki didn't survive the impact. As the car was warped and crushed around the toll booth, her head was split in half, smashed, and partially... Later on, the toxicologist did find traces of cocaine in her system, but whether she was high on cocaine while she was driving, or she still had some cocaine in her system from the day prior, it's unknown. But her body was so mutilated that her parents were actually asked not to come and identify her body. Now, of course, this is a lifelong darkness that the family would already have to live with for the rest of their lives. But unfortunately, it gets far worse. The nightmare that they were about to face had only just begun, thanks to the California Highway Patrol. Two of their employees, Aaron Reich and Thomas O'Donnell, violated the CHP policies and uploaded the accident photos. And not just the accident photos, pictures of Nikki herself. Now remember, this was 2006, and the internet was not exactly new, but compared to today, it was in its infancy. The photographs made their way to over 1,600 different websites. The family was receiving a lot of harassment, including emails with their recently deceased daughter in it. And of course, pictures of the accident. With these demon trolls actually finding out where Christoph had actually worked, he was a real estate agent, he would actually open up emails thinking it was a potential buyer for a home, only to open it up to find an email reading, "Hey daddy, I'm still alive," with pictures of her corpse. They pleaded with multiple websites to take the photos down, but they used the First Amendment rights to keep them up, and unfortunately, the websites won. The photos made their way all across the internet as a joke because of these two dishonorable employees, and even Nikki's sisters fell victim to the harassment. The Catsouras family filed a lawsuit against the CHP because of the leaks, but lost because of the First Amendment. However, in 2010, the decision was finally reversed because, of course, it violated the CHP policy. It took 4 years for the police to figure out their policies. It's kind of like nothing's changed. Now, as a result of the reversal, the Catsouras family was awarded $2.5 million, well-deserved. And Leslie ended up writing a book called Forever Exposed, detailing the aftermath of what happened to the Catsouras family after the accident. The family did not deserve this bombardment of horrendous harassment. And hopefully they found their peace with the evolution of the internet. Because now that you can find everything online today, Nikki is no longer alone in the gruesome dark side of the internet. Nikki's demise was exceptionally tragic. Although I do have my personal feelings on how her situation was handled before the accident, there definitely did not need to be any fingers pointed at anybody. Every family handles their own situations in their own way, and I am not here to judge that. At the end of the day, this could just be used as a cautionary tale to simply control your anger. Talk to one another when disagreements are at hand. Because the last time you say anything to anyone could be the last time you say anything to anyone. And remember to always be fair with one another. This was a House Nightmares production video, and I am a Natro.